Hello, good evening. Thank you for your time tonight. We trust you all are here on this board because you care about children having access to an education. Please listen to our words tonight with this common goal we have in mind. We come as parents in the spirit of preserving educational rights for our children. We represent Sonoma County parents who are concerned with how new legislation, specifically SB 276 and SB 714, will be implemented in our schools. You, as our public servants, have been placed in a challenging situation choosing between protecting the rights of our children or enforcing these laws. Understand that we are here only to protect our children's constitutional rights. We come in goodwill and with the hope that the board will choose to stand with the people of our community on the right side of history. We know from the past that separate but equal is not equal, and if these laws are implemented, our children will be unconstitutionally segregated and discriminated against. When our public servants fail or refuse to protect our children, we, the parents, must. We are aware that the Public Health Department will be coming to schools requesting children's medical records, and we want the schools of Santa Rosa to know that they will be violating FERPA federal law if unredacted records are shared. We have filed a letter with each school regarding this law and consequences schools will experience if they violate our children's medical privacy. It is our understanding that you can be held liable personally and as a board if you implement these laws. This letter is to serve notice that you are in violation of the Constitution as well as 18 U.S. Code 1962 with regard to your assistance in the imposition of false vaccine mandates and in the blockage of students from their constitutionally guaranteed right to a public education if failing to comply with said false unconstitutional mandates. It is also a crime under the Code of Law of Hazing to require a child to be vaccinated in order to attend school according to 10 U.S. Code 6964. The Bill of Rights guarantees that government cannot infringe nor continue to infringe upon the rights of the American people and is designed to ensure that the power of the government and its branches are kept in check. Its constitutional amendments specifically guarantee the rights of the people and set clear limitations of governmental power that have been perverted, misinterpreted, and obscured.
Good evening. Thanks for listening. It forbids the federal government from violating any of the unalienable rights of the people and reserves all other rights that are not delegated to the United States for the states. The state's authority and sovereign rights are determined by the people and all rights not delegated to the federal or state governments by the people remains with the people. The U.S. Constitution as the law of the land established by the people, for the people, and of the people to define and enforce the laws common to the American inhabitants needed to form and maintain a functional government, protects and upholds the fundamental rights of the American people. The government, as well as all those contracted by them, are contractually bound by the terms therein to act in accordance with the U.S. Constitution to protect and defend the laws within that work to this end. I hereby request for relief and command the administrators as public servants of we the people to read this thoroughly, completely, and with comprehension. This document is of very serious nature and is not frivolous. There will be no presumptions or assumptions, no tacit or implied agreements, no waiver of rights, no hearsay, no lawyering, nor atonement from this bench. I'm requiring only the truth, facts, honor, and fair justice. The Supreme Court stated that the rights of life and personal liberty are the natural rights of man. To secure these rights, government are instituted among men. U.S. v. Cruikshank, 92 U.S. 542-2, Auto 452, 23, LED 58, 1875. The individual guarantees by our Constitution and treaties cannot be compromised or ignored by our government or by its courts. This document is being recorded to hold accountable the individuals and entities operating as part of the government or as contracted foreign agents who have sworn under oath to hold accountable individuals and entities operating as part of the government or as contracted foreign agents who have sworn under oath or were meant to swear under oath, as is required in Title V, Section 3331 of the United States Code. The founders required an oath from all federal and state officials to uphold, protect, and defend the rights afforded to the lawful residents of this land. The United States government, state governments, and the agencies.
Please wrap up your sentence.
And subdivisions such as the city, county, boroughs, townships, and banks are registered as corporations. According to the California Commercial Code 9307.
Angela Ferguson, legal. This is reflected in U.S. Code Title 28, Judiciary and Judicial Procedure, Chapter 176, Section 3002, 15, A, B, and C, which states that 15, United States means A federal corporation, B, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States, C, an instrumentality of the United States. Corpus Juris Secundum, the second body of law, states, the United States government is a foreign corporation with respect to a state. Volume 20, Corpus Juris Secundum, P. 1785, and Y. Reed, Merriam, 36 NE 505, 1441, SCT 1973, 41L, ED 287. All corporations are fictions or artificial persons created under the authority of the law. According to Black Law, 2nd edition, corporations, an artificial person or legal entity created by or under the authority of the laws of a state or nation, composed in some instances of a single person and his successors. We, the people, the private sector, as the lawful indigenous residents of America, have never formally accepted any offer to be ruled, judged, or governed by a legal system that is in violation of our lawful constitutional guarantees. In 1871, the United States of America became the United States of the America Corporation without the disclosure of the facts and without a vote of the people. With the 14th Amendment redefining the word person, all of us were made U.S. citizens without full disclosure of what that meant and implied we were all slaves and residents of Washington, D.C. In addition to the false government by artificial persons or entities cited above, and these entities operating as foreign agents enforcing false mandates requiring vaccinations for children to attend school or to be administered without parental consent, are violations of people's fundamental human rights as stated in the Nuremberg Code.
That's Steinman. Thank you. No emergency has just cause to suppress the U.S. Constitution, 16 AM Jur 2D, Section 98. Quote, while an emergency cannot create power, and no emergency justifies the violation of any of the provisions of the United States Constitution or state constitutions. Public emergencies such as economic depression, especially for liberal construction of constitutional powers, and it has been declared that because of national emergency, it is the policy of the courts of times of national peril, so liberally to construed by far as may not be clearly inconsistent with the Constitution, end quote. To state coercion or intimidation in our school is a crime, according to the Code of Law, 42 U.S. Code 3617. No evidence can be provided to support the need for vaccines or the impact of using vaccines on the mass population due to the criminal negligence admitted to by the CDC, HHS, FDA, and the drug manufacturers in failing to conduct the congressional mandate in accordance with 42 U.S. Code 300 AA 27 research, nor have they provided reports to the two committees, Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions of the Senate, Health, and the Committee of Energy and Commerce of House of Representatives. These are alleged mandates required by the World Health Organization under the order of the United Nations and have no jurisdiction on American soil. Under no circumstances are parents or children to be denied their unalienable rights for any reason, and certainly not at the hand of foreign agents on American soil who are therefore contractually bound by the Constitution. Any violation of these laws by any member employed by the Board of Education, Board of Health, or those operating in any government or private capacity will result in both civil and criminal action against each individual and entity. A grand jury has already been called to hold the United States of America Incorporated accountable and to make them comply with the Constitution. For more information on this suit, you may visit www.lawfulamerica.com. The aforementioned violations are not to be taken lightly. For further clarification, contact Michaela Walker at walker@lawfulamerica.com. Sincerely, Michaela Walker, President, Lawful America.
In closing this letter, thank you for your time and attention. Each board member will be receiving this letter of notice via certified mail, along with a letter explaining our children's FERPA rights. Once again, we request that you uphold your oath of office in protecting our children's constitutional rights to an education. I'd like to read a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him it is right. Thank you.
Thank you.